We have a special guest today, Trish from Hirie Music. We're very excited to have you.
Aloha, thanks for having me. My name is Trish, and I'm the lead singer for a band called Hirie. Trisha is very reserved. But once I'm on stage in my 5-inch heels, I feel like I'm allowed to be a little freer, and I move differently. Lo and behold, I wake up the next morning and he'd set up an entire tattoo station for me to start practicing. Practice, and I had done 300 tattoos by the end of the first year of college.
Oh, my really?
Reveal the Appeal, brought to you by BTL, the makers of EmSculpt Neo and M-Face.
Welcome back to Reveal the Appeal podcast, episode 3, where we try to bring the sexy and the wellness all together. Yeah. We have a special guest today, Trish from Hirie Music. We're very excited to have you.
So excited.
Aloha, thanks for having me.
Yes. So what we typically do in the beginning is we'll go around, we'll each say something maybe that we've gotten done aesthetically, or if you do any kind of wellness stuff, or anything that you do to help your mind, your body, anything like that. So I'm going to kick it off. I am a big believer of getting Botox done. I get it done once every 3 to 4 months. I'm actually due for it now. I'm always going, babe, bring the Botox home. So that is something I get done on a regular basis. So that's my big thing that I do on a consistent thing.
I have melasma, so I'm getting ready to do a Cosmelan peel, which gets rid of like all the dark patches. If our cells produce too much pigment in a certain area, you can get patchy. So I do that once a year.
Okay.
And it's so fun to get all of that just to peel off. You see your skin like
do you peel
flaking off like a
lot?
snake. I do.
Oh,
She does.
I do.
It's a rough
like,
few days.
You have to, yeah, the kids on the baseball field are like, ew.
Yeah. We're like, yeah, babe, stay in the car. I'm just joking. I'm joking.
I try to though.
So me personally, like I never had really facial hair growing up, so I'm dealing with like a lot of ingrown hair. So I started like doing like hot towels morning and evening, just so it really helps just like clear my skin. So yeah, that's definitely something
There you
I'll start doing.
I'm
so.
actually due for some Botox.
Yes, I need it.
Josh has been pointing it out, but like I'm kind of feeling the line, so I think that's what I'm due for.
Yes.
Yeah, so looking forward to that.
Got you.
What about you?
Well, let's see. I sculpt on my abs and I sculpt on my buttock. I have not tried fillers or Botox.
Oh wow, okay.
But I have recently started using light therapy to help calm down my mind. And it helps with brain inflammation.
Okay.
Yes.
So I find that when I'm under the light for 30 minutes, I've also taken up meditation.
Yeah,
Because what
okay.
can you do under something for 30 minutes?
Yeah.
You're listening to music and I just breathe. And it seems to help me just kind of center myself.
How
That's
often do you
awesome.
do that?
I'm doing it every day, trying to aim for twice a day.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
And so you have the device?
I have the device.
What is it like? I don't even know. Like you say that. Are you in a box or like explain?
So it's a company called Reversal Solution,
Okay.
but the device is called an Origin,
Okay.
and it's got a dome. So it's got this tiny pillow, and you can slide in. Your head goes there. You put on your headphones, and there's different light options, like red UV light, which is good for skin, but it's also good for reducing the inflammation in your brain. Today I use the turquoise light, which actually helps with jet lag, and it's got the theta, flickering.
Yes.
I've done that once.
Like
Casa
this in a
Privé.
pod.
But I did something where I
Casa Privé,
spun
my
me and it
God.
did it. I was spinning. They spun me in around like this, and I had these flickering lights, and it's supposed to help with jet lag.
So this one's
Yeah.
a portable one. It comes in a road case, which is
Okay.
perfect because I'm a
That's cool.
musician. It looks like a drum case.
Yeah.
So, I look cool. Looks like I'm loading in something.
Yeah.
But this is actually all really recent, though. My life coach suggested that I start using it, and I've been doing it every day for the last 11 days.
Wow.
Awesome.
And you already
That's
see
cool.
a difference.
I see a huge difference.
Wow. Okay. That's cool.
Something I would absolutely try.
Yes.
100% same.
100.
Shout out to Lori, my coach. Coach Lori, I love you.
I love that. So why don't you introduce yourself for those of you that don't know you? I mean, I know you. I think you're
Yes.
amazing.
I know
chick.
you.
Oh my gosh, I love you. So thank you for being on this show with us. But tell everybody who you are.
Yeah, thank you for having me. First off, my name is Trish, and I'm the lead singer for a band called Hirie. We are a reggae band. I'm from Hawaii, and my band resides here in San Diego, and we've been touring for 9 years. Wow. And just really enjoying the ride.
Say, and the waiting for you, love, it's not right, ain't it, babe?
Yeah, you have an upcoming tour happening, I think, in October.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
How many cities? 35, 36 city tour?
Something like that. Something like 35, 40 dates.
Okay.
Jeez, that's a
So
lot.
where's your favorite city to perform in?
Ooh.
Since you've been all
That's
over.
really tricky.
Oh,
I mean, it really depends.
all of them, wherever I'm at.
I would say, our hometown show is San Diego. So we love coming back and getting to play at the place that we birthed as a band. I love New York. I gotta say the food is amazing.
Yeah.
So you kind of have, you look forward to the people that are coming to the show, but also the good food you're gonna eat before you play and after.
Yeah.
Definitely love when we go overseas too.
Oh,
So we go to Mexico, we've been to Canada, and looking forward to playing in Europe too.
Ooh, nice.
We're going to Europe tomorrow. For
Tomorrow,
Trish's
we leave
40th
tomorrow.
birthday.
Congratulations.
For our
Yes.
first time.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes.
we'd love to see you play. Well, if you go play there, we're gonna go for our second time.
Okay,
Yes.
we'll make it happen. We'll have to
Absolutely.
plan it that way.
Yes.
So I got one question. So how did this EmSculpt Queen, BTL collaboration happen?
Which is an amazing song, by the way.
I love it. It's
Very
so,
catchy.
So catchy.
I mean,
Love it.
do you want to kick this off?
Yes, I would love to kick it off. So it's COVID, okay? Let's just talk about this a little bit. During COVID, I meet Trish. She comes in to sculpt, and we're sitting down in my office, and I'm like, wouldn't it be amazing if there was a song when everyone can go out and frolic and they're like in flower fields, turning around, like thinking about like what can we do when we're finally free from this COVID,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And how could we make it like a really cool song also with BTL? And I introduced Trish to BTL, be the leader of their global device company.
And our sponsors.
And our sponsors.
And our
of this
sponsors. We
podcast.
love you, BTL.
All
Shout
their
out to
devices.
BTL.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to BTL. And she wrote an amazing song for them about EmSculpt called the EmSculpt Queen. So
And that was
Tell them,
to be a female empowerment song, that you're already beautiful the way you are, you're modern Aphrodite. EmSculpt just helps you kick in a little more in the areas you want to see a little more improvement. So it was really nice to have started out using the sculpting machine, knowing the effects based on my own personal account.
Yeah.
And then with your suggestion to work with the company, I got to link up with the EmSculpt Neo and
Yeah.
write this song, which, I look forward to hopefully doing some more work with them or any other companies that are interested. I mean, I love writing. I love writing songs with a good purpose and a good message.
she wrote a jingle for me.
I sure did.
All our office.
Yeah.
You'll hear it.
You'll hear it.
I love
I was like,
that.
I want a jingle. I want to feel special, and she just has the most beautiful voice.
Oh, she
So,
does.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
you got to
Yeah.
follow her. You got to go to one of her concerts. So.
Yes.
And I mean, M-Face.
Yeah.
M-Face is out, so.
I
Yes.
know. Holla at your girl.
Yeah.
She's working on a few ideas for her.
Oh,
next
yep,
song.
Yes.
We'll keep them quiet.
Absolutely.
So how do you balance it all on tour? Like being you're a mom, you're a wife, and then you're an artist, and you
Yeah.
have to write, record, keep your band together. Like it's a lot of responsibility. So
I mean, I feel like I've always struggled to find the perfect balance. Somehow we always make it work. I mean, all boss babes, boss men, like we know our lives are always going to be hectic and there's one thing after the next. But, my tour is called Mood Swing. And I suffer from mood swings, or should I say celebrate.
Oh, there you
Nowadays
go.
they're trying
I like
to shift
that. Twist it.
your mentality.
Yeah.
But I'm openly, bipolar. I suffer from depression, anxiety. I lose focus, ADHD. And I'm a mother. I homeschool my daughter. Yes, wife. Band leader. All these things. But I find that as long as your heart is pure and you're at the root of what's important to you, you can always make it to the next day. And it's not always easy to balance and to juggle everything all at once. And I can't say I've perfected my method, but I'm working on it, and I look forward to all these new changes that I've made recently, especially with the light therapy, to just balance my mind so that there's less anxiety going into every day and every situation.
Do you feel like your freedom is on stage?
Yes,
Is
for
that
sure.
where you get to be like everything's by the wayside and you get to be you and just perform and
It's interesting because I feel like that's where your alter ego kicks
Kicks
in.
in, yeah.
So, Patricia is very very reserved, moved. I mean, I can be very introverted. I like to be home. You know, things like that. But once I'm on stage in my 5-inch heels, shout out Jeffrey Campbell, then things are different, and I feel like I'm allowed to be a little freer, and I move differently, and I feel different, and yeah, the stage is my playground.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I love that.
Love it.
Now, you are super, super busy. You are about to go on tour. What would be 3 tips that you can give to other busybodies to just kind of keep their mental health in check?
You know, I've mentioned it, but recently having hired a life coach has made a big difference, because I thought I knew what I needed to change or to reevaluate in my life, and then I just didn't know how to get to that point. So I hired a life coach to kind of help me just like sort my brain out and all the thoughts and the priorities, and then I realized the things I was grasping for, they're not even important if I don't have a good baseline as to like who I am, what aligns with my true self. So she kind of helped me backtrack and go back to like almost childhood and look at why is it that I react the way that I react in certain situations. Well, it has to do with A, the way I was raised, or B, fight or flight. Maybe there was some trauma there. And trauma doesn't have to just be like really brute force trauma. It can be really small things that happen that you don't even remember. So I had to go back before I could move forward, and that was interesting. So I've been seeing her for 9 months, and that has made a world of difference to me. Now, I'm not the kind of person that can solve my own mental health problems, but ever since I've started working with my coach, I have found like so much peace within myself that I've never felt. So, I mean, it's all new to me now. Like, we're going forward, and I'm excited to go on tour with this new approach. So I'll let you know how it goes.
I love that. I mean, people get personal trainers because they want to improve their fitness. People get financial advisors to improve their finances. Why wouldn't you have, you know, a life coach to help improve your life and all, you know, help you with that stuff? I love that.
Totally. And you set your goals. I mean, you know, we all have our goals, and sometimes she just helps me see the clear path straight there and to help me move the debris out of the way.
I love that.
And another thing that people are doing is getting tattoos. Just I'm the tattoo, I'm the tattoo person on the podcast. I have to be an advocate
I
for
think
the
you probably
tattoos.
have more than me.
Yeah, a little more. So, how do you go just as far as the placement of your tattoos? Is it do they all have a meaning, or like how do you go about just like the selection of like, you know, putting stuff on your body that's also part of like your personal aesthetic?
Yeah.
Image.
I would say 90% of my tattoos were done by my friends. I usually leave it up to them to kind of tell me what looks most aesthetically pleasing. Because I've had so much control over my tattoos, they are a little sporadic and random. You know, they're not like fully fleshed out. But I just go by feel. You know, sometimes I go in not knowing what I'm going to get, and then inspiration just hits me. And that's how I am with songwriting, too. I don't like to have a clear image of what I want. Sometimes I'm just in the moment, and I let that, you know, live on me forever.
That's cool.
I love that.
You do tattoos as
I
well.
tattoo as well.
Right?
Do you have a shop, or like do you do it freelance?
So the story behind it is when COVID first hit, and you know, all of us, we were out of jobs, especially musicians. I mean, it was almost, you know, how long until we got to play music on stage. And one of my friends, Lalo, is a tattoo artist out of Santa Cruz. He ended up flying to San Diego, where I was living, and he had shipped a bunch of stuff to my place, and I was like, what are all these boxes? Lo and behold, I wake up the next morning, and he had set up an entire tattoo station for me to start practicing.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
That's
he
cool.
was like, you know, you're gonna tattoo your fans, and you're gonna be able to make a living during COVID. So I practiced, and I had done 300 tattoos by the end of the first year of COVID.
Oh my
Really?
God, this is amazing.
It was like 5 people a day, every day. And I mean, my fans were coming over, and like we were partying, we were hanging out. Like nobody had to leave if they didn't want to at my home. So,
Oh my God.
you know, it was one of those things where I got to know people even more personally. And then we did that show in San Diego when COVID was finally easing. And I was like, hands up if you got a Hirie tat. And there were so many hands. And I was like,
That's amazing. Yeah, that's awesome.
it was a humbling experience. But ever since then, I've been tattooing.
Yeah, this is great. I think you're the first artist that I've known that has been, you know, kind of like having a side hustle as a tattoo artist. I think it's like really dope.
And it's really cool because that's a whole different way to connect with your audience.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can get lyrics done. It doesn't have to be mine. It could be another favorite artist. I mean, there were so many things that opened up that I could do creatively. And it was nice to have something other than music to escape through, especially during COVID.
Absolutely.
I have
Yes.
to ask, did anybody ask to get your face tatted on?
Oh, that's a great question.
I've had somebody tattoo me. Yeah, it was like a postcard of me, you know.
Or a signature or anything?
Yeah, definitely. I've done some Hirie signatures,
Oh,
especially if
that's
it's
so
my
cool.
lyrics, then
Yeah.
I can freestyle my name.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then I got to link up with Franco Vescovi from the Vatican. He's based in LA.
Oh, okay.
So Bishop Rotary. So he sent me my tattoo guns. He sent me like all my needles, and they're huge reggae fans. Shout out.
Yeah.
So you know, they set me up, and now I feel like I'm sponsored by them.
That's so cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing story.
Well, we know you're about to get a treatment of EmSculpt Neo.
Yes.
What does it feel like when you have your abs treated?
I love the way it feels. So I used to like be a little intimidated by the intensity, and then one of your texts actually drove me all the way to 100, and was like, "You can handle it. You can handle it." And I was like, "I can, you know, yes, mom." And she got me there. She got me all the way there, and the next day, you know, you laugh, you do anything where you're contracting your abs, and you're like, what a good workout. So I do feel the difference. And when I had a chance to do 4 of the treatments in a row, I did notice that like I was still cutting in my abs like a month after. I could still feel the engagement in my core. So I like the way it feels because I suffer from really bad low back pain.
Yep.
And sometimes, you know, crunches can only do so much. And
Absolutely.
I can't say I'm somebody that goes to the gym, you know, often. So it helps to have that extra boost when the standard crunches aren't enough.
Does it help you on tour? Because I know you're
Yeah.
extremely busy, right? And you're constantly traveling and on stage. And does it help you, like, are you stronger when you're on tour? Any of that
Totally.
stuff?
I always try and make a point to come into you know, timeless to be able to like get some work done before a tour. That way I can go in with a strong core. Yeah.
So
I
how
love
many
that.
treatments have you done so far?
You know what's funny?
She sculpts on a regular basis.
Yeah.
San Diego.
The
She'll
funny
come
thing
and
is
do
I
a
don't have an exact
But-
schedule,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
every time I'm in San Diego, I come and get
I love
sculpted.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, it's
That's
kind of like
nice.
that maintenance side.
Yeah.
Of
Uh-huh.
like getting your body to the next level.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that.
So you say you don't go to the gym much, but you're doing these squat videos.
Oh, yes, I've seen the
Oh.
videos.
Home
What are you talking
gym.
about?
Home
Yeah.
I
gym.
was like, what the heck?
Yes.
Your body's so perfect.
Yes.
And have you heard of
Amazing.
EmFace? So that's the next device you need to try.
I would absolutely love to try it. And again, I haven't tried any Botox or fillers yet. I hear there's kind of a point where you should start, you know, and you start to see certain lines.
Yeah,
And I mean, I feel like I'm not quite there, but something like EmFace, it's nice to know there are alternatives for people
Yes.
who might be a little nervous to try something that is more like puncturing into your skin, given all the tattoos.
Yeah, here you
Not
go.
that I'm scared of needles.
They're like, I'm scared of needles, yet they have tattoos. So
Yeah.
it is a real thing, you know, no needles, not putting anything into your body. You know, so EmFace is that alternative for people that really want a lift.
Boost
and-
collagen.
Yeah.
Yes,
for-
boost
yeah,
collagen.
tightens the
Absolutely.
skin,
I'm
so-
into all of that. So
Yeah.
sign me up.
We'll treat you definitely in the near future here. So, well, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
Yes.
joining us
Yes.
today.
Yeah,
It has
thank you
been
for
a
having
pleasure
me.
to have you. I know you're going to be performing at the studios today. A
I
little
will
bit
be.
later. We
Yes.
get to watch you
I've got the
sing.
band coming in. Yeah.
So excited.
Yeah.
So-
I'm gonna set up my tattoo appointment.
Yeah,
Yes.
you just have to fly to Hawaii first.
Okay, no problem. I
He's
will.
like, oh,
I'll
yeah,
just-
Vacation
I'll
and
do that.
tattoo. Yeah.
Down for the ride.
So
That's a tough
tell
sell.
everyone where they can find you, all the places that they're going to look for you, your band,
Sure.
and what they should
So
follow.
I run all my social media accounts, preferably Instagram. It's Hirie Music, Hirie Music. You can also hit me up on Facebook, and I do have a new album coming out. It's called Mood Swing, and it drops September 30th. So please check that out, and come and catch me on tour. Check for all the dates, and HirieMusic.com is where you can also find me. Much love.
Thanks for watching.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot, Jen.
Reveal the Appeals.
Yes.
Until next time.
Reveal the Appeal brought to you by BTL, the makers of EmSculpt Neo and EmFace.